Zulu warrior burst from the crowd and sprinted straight for the royal car.
This is in Australia.
Of bodyguards, he reached into the Daimler with a closed fist.
Hi, welcome to Royal Pushback and Aftermath. I'm your host, Lasha.
When the stunned man was
welcome to
picked
the
up
channel.
off the
If you've
road,
never been
officials
here
found
before,
he was no
welcome.
terrorist,
If you're returning
but had
back,
a
thank you
10-shilling
so
note
much.
clutched in his hand. A 21st
Sit back,
birthday present
relax,
for
and let's
Princess
enjoy
Elizabeth.
the history of the royal family,
Pleasure of
because
the
history
post-war
doesn't
royal
repeat
journey
itself,
did not last
folks.
long.
It's
Some royal tours
people
and
that
events were
do.
postponed or
Wallace
retracted
Simpson
because of
and
the king's
David.
declining
Look at
health.
Meghan and Harry.
In summer 1951,
And it's funny that that's the
Elizabeth
first thing
and
he
her
talked
daughters
about
fulfilled the king's public
when
engagements in his place.
that was his first opening paragraph in the book Spare. I almost forgot the name of the book.
In 1952, at just 52, the Queen Mother was widowed.
Oh.
Bertie, her dearest companion, the king, died suddenly of a stroke.
I have a lot to say about Bertie's death and David too. And if you want to hear about David and Wallace, go to Cheery Denise. She's reading the book right now called The Traitor King. And she's amazing. She does deep, deep, deep dives, and she's a teacher, a mother, and she's no more than 34 years old.
Not long ago, great fanfare sounded when last George VI.
It was George VI. I always thought it was George III, but that was his father.
Within today, Lords and Commons wait in silence. And in the Great Hall, a guard watches over the sleeping king.
Look at that. Do you know that that chair that they sit on, that throne, and it's done in private like that, right? That chair is worth probably more than people's $1 million homes. Look at the procession. I want to get a close-up of Queen Elizabeth. That's a little too close. There. And I think Charles would have worn the same. It would have been hot. Well, oh, there's the Queen. There she is. That's too blurry. And you know, her sense of duty, Her Majesty the Queen, 96 years old, young, 96 years, walking on this planet, and you can still see who she was at that age and at the age she passed.
Of her daughter, the Queen Mother withdrew from the public
eye.
It was decided that she should move to Clarence House, so the new monarch and her consort could take their place at the palace. Being a widow was not pleasant for her. She consoled herself by purchasing a dilapidated manor on the Scottish west coast, which she intended to use as her
beautiful
retirement home
scenery.
after renovation. She wore black for an entire year after her husband's death. That summer, it took the cajoling words of Prime Minister Winston Churchill to convince her that she could not exist in a permanent state of mourning, and young Queen Elizabeth II needed support from her. So she broke her retirement and resumed her public duties. Eventually, she became as busy as the time she had been queen.
And that's the other thing, Harry and Meghan, by them leaving England, the amount of work that all of the royals have to do now, especially on William and Kate, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if that put strain on their marriage. I don't care what Obed Scobid says. but we need to remember our past to understand why we're here now. And the monarchy is still here because of Queen Elizabeth II. And she is absolutely was determined to keep the monarchy going in the name of her father. And she did bring David and Wallace back to be buried in England. And in Harry's book, he said something along the lines of, was that my granny, something about basically a last kick, or something about, it was just so mean-spirited. Look at your family, Harry. Grow up.